Hi everyone, thanks for checking out the video. This is a Raiders rebuild, as you can see. So the Raiders are a storied franchise, obviously. They have 3 Super Bowls. But the last Super Bowl was in 1983. They won 3 from 1976 to 1983, winning in 76, 1980, and 1983. However, in the last 23 years, they have only made the playoffs 5 times. The last year they won a playoff game was the year they ended up losing the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was in 2002. Since their run to the Super Bowl in 2002, the Raiders have only made the playoffs twice. That's obviously in 2016, 2021. They have not won a playoff game in 21 years. That is one of the longest droughts. I think the Miami Dolphins also have a long drought. The Raiders in 2023 obviously went 8-9 thanks to a 5-4 surge with Antonio Pierce at the end. They averaged 19.5 points a game and also averaged 19.5 points against per game. It's interesting that they only averaged 19.5 points a game, considering they scored 63 against the Chargers, which was the second highest scoring game of 2023, just behind the Miami Dolphins, who scored 70 against Denver. But yeah, the goal for this is to obviously return the Raiders to its storied history, make it a contender consistently, and eventually bring Super Bowls back to the Raiders. We're going to try and mimic the offseason as best as possible. So we released Garoppolo, Renfro. Just show you the transactions here. Did a few re-signings, try and mimic what the Raiders have actually done in real life. But yeah, just going through the team. Obviously, need a quarterback, running back. It'll be interesting to see how the Raiders work in real, since they just drafted Brock Bowers at tight end to pair him with Mayer. Left tackle, we're solid there for another 2 years. Otherwise, both guard spots need help. Center's alright for another 3 years. Nothing at right guard. Right tackle. Obviously, Max Crosby is going to be a staple of the franchise. Tyree Wilson, we're going to hope we can develop him into a formidable edge guy. I'm also kind of a Texas Tech fan too, so looking forward to seeing him hopefully become a solid end. Defensive tackle. The unfortunate thing here is Christian Wilkins was re-signed by the computer Dolphins, so he will not be available to us to sign for this. And obviously, pretty much need help in every linebacker area. Spillane's not necessarily a long-term answer could maybe re-sign him for a couple of years if necessary. Cornerback. Yeah, need help there. Outside of Hobbs, it's not really looking too promising. Safety will probably try and re-sign. I mean, he's got a star dev, so, and he's only 25. And then strong safety, gonna have to look for something there too. Maybe re-sign Epps for a short-term deal, if possible. That is a future issue. For free agency, I did a few contract offers already. Obviously, Minshew and Madison to mimic real life, and then to offset the fact that Wilkins is re-signed with the Dolphins in this, I offered Michael Pierce a 2-year contract, and then I offered Cesar Ruiz a contract to offset Cody Whitehair being, I think he's re-signed with the Bears in this. So these are my offers to kind of offset that before we get into the draft. Okay, so he signed Pierce, Madison, and Ruiz. For some reason, Minshew hasn't signed yet. Still hasn't signed. Try him again. Okay, so we got all of them. Still have a good amount of cap room left. Yeah, we're probably going to leave it at that just to try and keep it somewhat accurate to what the Raiders have done in real life. Let's check out a mock draft. So one of the reasons why I picked the Raiders is I thought they were in an interesting position coming into the offseason. Ended up ending the season on a high note, going 5-4 after starting 3-5. It's funny, Antonio Pierce won 5 games in 9 games, and Josh McDaniels only won 9 games in 25 with the Raiders. So I don't know. I think I thought they were in an interesting position because they kind of surged at the end and were out of a top draft pick, and we're not in the Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jayden Daniels sweepstakes. But didn't really foresee the run on quarterbacks happening in real life. 6 quarterbacks being drafted in the first 12 picks, including the Raiders' rival Broncos getting Bo Nix. But yeah, it was interesting to see the Raiders pick Brock Bowers, who in this mock is getting selected number 2. Bowers can play in the slot, so that'll be interesting to see how they use him this season. let's keep on advancing and get to the draft. Alright, let's see the next mock draft here. Marvin Harrison first. Twice in a row. Jeez, Caleb Williams. No quarterback going until 6th. Brock Bowers, 7th. Alright, let's do private workouts. Might as well do Bowers since they actually drafted him. Let's do Nate Wiggins for corner. And maybe Dallas Turner. Try and spread out our options within the first 13. And then we'll advance to the draft.
It's the Bears now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Washington
And the Bears drafted
Commanders.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Nice. We're going to sim to our pick.
The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock.
Jayden Daniels is still available. Wow. Well, I think we know where we're going. Jayden Daniels, welcome to Vegas.
With the next selection,
Only a
the
normal
Saints
dev.
are on the clock.
Keep on simulating.
The Las
Next
Vegas
pick.
Raiders now on the clock.
tackle, and I'm looking at Mims and Peyton Wilson here. I think I'm going to go with Mims. Try and shore
It's
up
the
the
Philadelphia
line for a
Eagles
while.
now on the clock.
Especially with Jayden Daniels now.
With the next pick, the Raiders are on the clock.
Two fullbacks. Wow. What a treat. Receiver. Let's see how cornerbacks are doing. Only a 4.51 there. 4.48. I like how all the top fits say Detroit multiple times. Detroit, top fit. Four 4.3 and a 4.37. Wow. Great acceleration, great agility, great speed. I might go with that just for the athleticism there.
Next up, it's the Broncos on the clock. Now on the clock, it's the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh, 4.45 for a linebacker. Wow. Elite speed, great jumping, good change of direction, elite agility, great acceleration, poor strength. It is a need. I'm gonna go with him.
The Jaguars are on the clock now. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock.
Johnny Wilson's still available. Jeez. Fast, but only decent agility. That's intriguing athleticism there. Good agility, great acceleration, good speed, good jumping. 4.43, 4.38 in college day. Might consider drafting him if we're not seeing anything else that's intriguing. Check out strong safety here. Harper. I don't know, I might go Brandon Rice. There's nothing really that's jumping out to me.
The New Orleans Saints are now on the clock.
Simulate again.
The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock.
Let's check out this linebacker here. Decent speed, poor jumping, decent change of direction, decent ability, poor acceleration. Great strength though. Storm Duck is draftable just based on his name alone. Look through the linemen. All projected undrafted. Halfback. Well, might as well draft another corner.
On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. With the next pick, the Raiders are on the clock.
We'll draft this guy. Just
The Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock. Now on the clock, it's the Las Vegas Raiders.
I like how the top fits continue to be the Lions.
The Cleveland Browns are now on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock.
Now for our final pick. Jeez. Elite acceleration, elite strength, good speed, good jumping, decent agility. I already have 2 decent receivers though. And I think I'm going to go another corner just to...
It's the New Orleans
They're
Saints.
going to be a volume
now
shooter
on the
with their
clock.
draft picks on the secondary. Hope that a few pan out. Take 30 shots, score 30 points, right? Look at our draft class here. Jayden Daniels, 70 overall. Mims, 73. 73. Well, at least we have 5 picks in the 70s. Yeah, that left outside linebacker. Kind of figured he was going to be the lowest, but what can you do? All right, we're going to advance to the preseason. All right, let's check out our lineup here. We're just gonna auto do that. Yeah, we're gonna put Daniels a starter. Defense. Yeah, our secondary still looks weak. Safeties are okay, nothing game changing. Everything except for our right outside linebacker is also weak, so that's going to be tough. Prior to starting, I did change schemes to try and fit the personnel a little better. I changed vertical zone run, changed to the Kyle Shanahan playbook. I changed the defensive playbook away from the Josh McDaniels one to Baltimore's. Stayed with the disguise 3-4 though, but just gonna look at the depth chart here. Yeah, I don't really anticipate Minshew playing a whole lot unless Daniels gets hurt. I'd rather let Daniels soak up most of the XP and I'm gonna move Bryce ahead of Carter. Again, get more experience. I do like the speed we have with Tucker and Rice. Obviously, Adams and Myers aren't the fastest, but you can't argue with Adams' skill right now. At least Daniels has Miller protecting his blind side. Unfortunately, we're still weak in the left guard and right guard, but hopefully Ruiz can, he's got that star development. Mims we're going to hope can develop too, but we're probably going to try and use our scouting into interior linemen. Interior linemen and linebackers for sure, and then probably corner if possible. Tyree Wilson hopefully can turn out pretty good. We're probably going to have to look at a defensive tackle at some point. I do have Pierce signed to 2 years, but he is in his 30s, so he's obviously not a long-term solution. And then obviously a linebacker, weak spot. Middle linebacker. Just not very great in all around there. Spillane's okay. And then same goes with corners. We have one in the 80s in Hobbs, and then the rest is meh. Do have one rookie that hopefully can develop. Well, we had Jack Jones, and we got some youth there that can hopefully develop over time. But it'd be nice to have at least another guy in the 80s there. Alright, so that is our roster heading into preseason. Training camp. I don't know, we might do some of this just to try and get like Jayden Daniels some XP early on, but otherwise I plan on simulating mostly. But yeah, that is how the team looks after the offseason. Thanks for watching.